Hello, everybody. Welcome to It Came From
How's it
Webtoon.
going?
And guess who's back? He's been back for a while now, but Mr. Dreaded Dinosaur is here. It's his show, so I'm gonna shut up now and let him do all the opening.
Well, yeah. My voice is still a little harsh. I had a cold. I didn't have the bug. I had just a regular cold. Lasted for about a week, so kind of took me off my game plan. But thankfully, Varian didn't burn down the ship and did a nice little flattering piece about my webtoon, Dreaded Dinosaur Man. So that was cool. But today we're talking about the webtoon Sunrise Blossom, and we are awesomely blessed to have Nina Daisy Aberlein. Is that am I saying your name right?
Aberlein.
Aberlein. All right, cool.
Hello.
Coming to us all the way from Italy for a creator spotlight. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it's really cool when we have the people who make the book on there, because otherwise we're just kind of guessing what the person intended. Now we have, the creator here where we can ask them directly. It's great. I love it.
Right.
All right, I'm going to roll the intro, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to dig right into Sunrise Blossom. Hello, and welcome to It Came From Webtoon, the show that combs through the thousands and thousands of webtoons out there and shows you the ones that we like, brings you creator interviews, trying to get exposure out there to all these wonderful comics that independent creators are creating, because it's just so gosh darn hard to get your comic on these platforms anymore. Joined, of course, by my co-host here, Varian Grant, and we are honored to have the creator of Sunrise Blossom, Nina, here with us again today, all the way from Italy. So I'll try not to keep her up too late.
Yeah.
Ahoy, everyone.
You've you're up to 69 episodes of this.
Yes.
And it is a fantasy romance. So normally, a lot of guys say, yeah, fantasy romance, blah, I'll never read that. But prior to the show, I'm like, okay, I'll read it. And I got 4 episodes in and my heart was heavy. And I'm like, why is she doing this to me? What kind of demon is she?
I actually moved it into fantasy drama a while back for a short while to test the waters, because for the first season, at least, drama might fit a little bit better. But the numbers for the drama category are so much worse than the romance one. And so because fantasy, romance, comedy, and then like drama are like the top genres on webtoons, it's a lot easier to grow an audience when you're under the romance and or fantasy genre.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
The same way having like a BL tag almost not guarantees, but it helps comic growth on the webtoons platform at least.
Now, how long go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say you've got some pretty good, decent numbers here for being on Webtoon Canvas. 1.2 thousand subscribers. That's got to be pretty encouraging. How you said you've changed it over to the romance for those numbers, and that's helped your growth. What kind of like regular turnaround? How many people do you think you've got coming back week after week for each episode?
So on average, I do get, wait, let me check just to be sure. I do get like between 15 and 30 people who like regularly comment when I update. But also like the like numbers are a good indicator of people who actually read the story, because many people who read the story and normally stay tend to like each episode as they go forward in the reading. So the number of likes are often a good indicator of that.
Now,
Okay.
now you mentioned that if you go check out the story today, and I know some of our listeners will, they will find that you say in there that you you even put a notice in there. The first
Mhm.
2 episodes, the prologue, they were drawn fairly recently.
I actually had another prologue before the current one, but I completely rehashed, but only the prologue because I don't really want to fall. I don't want to fall into redo hell because the original prologue was a little bit too long, and many of the readers thought that this girl right here was the main character, also because of how long the prologue was. And so I rehashed it, shortened it, made it shorter with fresher, newer, more colorful art, also so that it would so that readers would stick longer because the first 3 episodes in webtoons are always critical. Because after the first 2 episodes, when you press to go from the second to the third episode on Webtoon, it automatically asks you if you want to subscribe. So the quality of the first 2 episodes is often seen as more important than the quality of the rest of the comic because it dictates whether or not people subscribe most of the time.
And you originally also wrote this comic to be a printed book, and then you had to go back and reformat it for Webtoon.
Yes, because along the way, like this is not my first big comic. I had another web comic that I completed before this one, which was called Our Name Was Maya. No need to look it up. It's really poor compared to this one. But like that one, I did entirely in the traditional format, like even before I went to comic school. And after completing that comic and before getting started with this comic, I started networking online and getting chummy with some more webcomic artists. And there was this one person who had pretty good numbers on Tapas, who had a black and white traditional format comic, and their numbers were really good. And they told me that, yeah, sure, vertical format is okay, but I prefer the traditional format because it's easier for me, and if I want to print it, then I can, and people like it anyway. That was bad advice. So if you're looking to go into webtoons, do not, I repeat, do not publish it in the traditional page format.
Yeah,
if you can.
Because Webtoon makes use of that vertical scroll, and a lot of the digital comics, they make use of it. And it's better just to go ahead and reformat the book, or because I distinctly remember Image or someone from Image having a comic on here, and they've taken it down since, it seems, but they had taken panels and they basically made each page a chapter. And I'm like, I already have this book, but it was interesting to see how they broke it up and made each panel or each page, one page of art, a chapter. And when the art's already done, I get it's a lot easier.
Well, yeah, definitely.
So tell us a bit about Sunrise Blossom.
Sure. So Sunrise Blossom is a coming-of-age story that focuses on Ivy, a young falcon harpy abandoned by her birth mother and raised by a family of owls. While traveling with her sister to learn about human culture, Ivy has an argument with her and is separated from her, only to be picked up by a human woman, Violet, who helps her discover herself and bloom into womanhood. But it is only after a dramatic turn of events that Ivy discovers her feelings for her human companion.
So now this to me, it seems like it's gonna be a manga, and you can see the manga influence in there. But I need the animated series. Get on it.
Yeah, I've had people tell me that the style it reminds them most of is European manga, and I think it kind of vibes with that.
Yeah, again, you can see your progression to artistically. I mean, it's not like it was ever bad, but you can definitely see.
Wait, hold up. You got to read the things on the bookshelves. It's one of my favorite Easter eggs. Whenever there's a bookshelf that is clearly in view, I try to put jokes.
Knock knock. Who's there? At you. Let's see here.
That's great.
Bless you. Another one.
So why is it easy to commit fraud in a freezer? Because the goods are already frozen. So yeah, if any of you are reading the comic for the first time, keep an eye open for bookshelves.
Yeah, it's America. A lot of the artists over here, they put stuff on bookshelves on art, but it gets them fired from their job. It's happened before.
Yeah, when I was working on the Piper book, I hid Varian's name. There's like a street corner. It's the corner of Varian and Grant.
Yeah.
Put my buddy's comic shop in there a couple of times. Artists always love doing stuff like that. So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun to hide little stuff like that. And
Yeah, it is.
I know I hit a picture of my son in my on the first page of a comic I did. An actual picture of him. And it's really dark when you think about where I put the picture at. But it's like nobody ever notices. No one ever notices I put a picture of my kid in there. But
something really fun that I've done further ahead in the comic is that whenever there are crowded scenes, but this is like much further ahead in the comic, I normally put out like notices or like feelers in like many Discord servers or Facebook groups of the Webtoon community. And what I often do is that I put other people's characters as background characters to do as like cameos.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a way for, is a very good way that I found for Webtoon creators to promote each other.
Yeah.
So like at the bottom of my episode in which I put the cameo, I would like put the banner of the other person's comic, and then the other person at the end of their own following episode will put a banner of my own comic saying something along the lines of, hey, the main character has a cameo in this comic. Can you go find it? So that fans of both comics would go and check out the other one. And it's been the most effective cross-promotion technique that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
On Webtoons.
I know whenever there's like a book scene in any of my comics, there's ever like a book scene or someone needs to be reading something, especially if they're young, I'll put a comic book of someone I know, you know. So like I'll put a Dreaded Dinosaur book in their hand, or I use one of my friends. I use his logo as a keychain on the character's keys. You know, because I was like, I need a keychain here, and I don't know which one I'm going to use. So, would you say that this particular book? Because I noticed that you got a lot of, you know, you do it digitally, or is this traditional? It's digital, right?
All digital. It's all digital.
All digital. Yeah, Eric doesn't. You haven't done. Eric, you switched to digital, like all digital.
Yeah, I'm pretty much 100% digital with my professional work and with my comic. The only times I do analog drawing is at conventions.
Yeah, me too. At this point.
Yeah.
Would you say that you could keep up with this type of pace if you were doing traditional art, or would it because as making it digital made it faster for you?
Oh, absolutely faster. Like there's a lot of people who don't draw that think that doing digital is like cheating and things like that, but it's not cheating. It's just a tool that allows you to move faster. Like just the same way that like buying flour at the supermarket is faster than grinding the grains yourself. It's just a tool that allows you to work faster.
Yeah,
not better.
We got people who just buy their cakes pre-made, and they're like,
exactly.
Did you grind that flour yourself? I'm like,
yeah,
shut up, you.
Yeah, I my first comic I put on Webtoon, which I have not updated in a long time, is I drew it traditionally, just drew the panels traditionally, and then inked them and sent over my buddy to color, and the whole process took way too long. So I'm just getting used to digital drawing now by force, and by force, embarrassment, and I would say chiding from friends, you know, to jump over and do digital art. And I will admit, it is faster. There are several little techniques that if I had that while doing digital or doing traditional art, would have made things a lot faster. But yeah. Eddie Winkler says, "Hey y'all, been a while. Hope you are all doing well." Hello. Eddie.
Eddie is the creator of Sovereign Wolf, which we're eagerly awaiting.
Yeah. Excuse me.
I actually have a little gaming keyboard that I normally keep next to my tablet when I draw for all the shortcuts, the hotkeys.
Oh, nice.
Which makes it so much faster and so much better for my wrists as well.
I guess I could do it with my Stream Deck, but yeah. Rebel Comics in chat says word. Hello, Larry. Yeah.
Hello.
And we're reviewing Sunrise Blossom. We got Nina here with us, the creator of the book. Now, Nina, this book does get a bit sexy, correct?
At times, yes. There's actually a scene much further ahead in the story in which I had to cut a lot of panels that I only made available to patrons because it was very smoky.
Aha. Then there it is. There's the rub. Now you got to pay. Extra money to get the goods. I get you. I like it. I can appreciate that.
But like even without the sexy bits, the story is still enjoyable. And like all the sexy bits are implied, so it's still clear.
Yeah.
So what was your talk just a little bit about how you came up with these characters with this story? Was this something floating around your head for a while? Did you
actually no. I'm not the kind of person that like has a story in her mind for like 10 years and then starts drawing it and is like, whoa, magnum opus. No, I don't believe in that stuff. Also because it's not my first big comic. It's not even really my second technically. But I came up with the base of the story when I was in comic school, and it was during the second year of comic school here in Italy. And so they gave us an assignment, which was to draw a short story of like 3 to 5 or so pages in a non-realistic or non-semi-realistic style. And I had always been a big fan of like harpies and things like that. And so I thought, hey, why not draw a story of a lady accidentally hitting a bird with a car at night? So I would also have to practice like inking and night scenes and things like that. Because it was all black and white. It was not colored for the assignment. And so I drew this 5-page story of this lady hitting a bird with her car at night. The vet not being available, and so she brings the bird home and tries to nurse it to health. But like the next morning, she wakes up with a naked harpy in bed. But then I fell in love with the concept. And so as soon as I finished the comic that I was working on at the time, I started working on this almost immediately.
So I like the fact that in this story, there are animals, there are people, but in between, there are animal people.
Yes.
And
I like the Mustafa character because I'm a cat person myself. So.
He's one of my favorite characters, but I have friends that accuse me of using him as fan service bait because most of the time I draw him shirtless or almost shirtless.
I had I think that
like here you can see the bubble butt.
Yeah. I think that some of the people that when I draw characters, I definitely put fan service, and there's normally, I admit, I draw a lot of hot girls, and it's
me too.
Yeah, that's my.
I mean, you have to do the fan service because you're making something that you want to have fans.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, is this shot necessary? No, but I'm gonna draw it anyway.
Like, is it absolutely necessary to show this character shirtless or mostly naked?
Yeah.
Gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna be done. Gotta do it. Now, yeah, I think with this series especially because you got these characters have to go off. They have to do their animal learning and then they have to do their human learning. And then they can become regular members of society. At that point, they can take on a human form or kind of a human form. Which is interesting because I don't know how I would be with marrying a cat girl. I don't know if if my wife is cat-like enough as it is, I don't know if I could. If she had the ears and the tail, how I'd feel about that.
Depends how many scratches you want on your back.
Yeah, scratch on the back. Did she use the litter box? Did she? That's a concern. These are real questions I need answered, and you're gonna have to answer them in this book in the future, else.
Well, when it comes to things like the litter box, it's a personal choice.
Yeah,
but especially for girls, a toilet would be much better because a litter box could make it easier to get like urinary tract infections and things like that.
Yeah.
So for girls, I imagine it would be easier to use a regular toilet. Well, for boys, oh god, I'm so sorry.
See, things you have to think about. What are you gonna say, Eric? I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask if you've had any interaction with the furry crowd because of doing the human-animal hybrid.
Yes, actually. I've tried to market the comic to the furry community as well, but the main characters for the furry community, at least, are not furry enough.
Yeah.
But further ahead, I do have some furrier characters that are like not just like legs and tails and ears and stuff, but also have like dog's head or like cat's head or fox's head in some cases. So that because it's not just like animals, anthropomorphic characters, and humans, but it's like it's a whole spectrum in between. And wherever they fall on the spectrum is both a matter of preference a little bit, but mostly genetics. Yes, well, at least in the world building.
Because I wonder how many have like sheep babies that have running around out there.
That's actually what happened with the main character's biological dad. Like he has a sheep boy.
It happens in Alabama a lot too. But losing all the Alabama audience now at this point.
There's the sheep boy. So speaking of the devil,
there he is. How cute! That's where his little turtleneck's pulled up.
You could so see that character as like a plush doll or something.
Yeah,
he's shy little small child.
Yeah, plush doll. A lot of these characters are, you can see them as plush. And I already see this as in my mind. It's like it lends itself to animation very well. Eddie Winkles of WTF, don't get me started. Yeah, because on the animal stuff, man, it's gotta be careful. We'll have PETA in here real quick on us. You said you did what? Here's the part with the photos. Yeah. Yeah. So that character, I don't want to ruin it for people, but that character she's talking to is very important to her life. So
not just to her life, but for her life.
Yeah.
Oh, we have another bookcase.
It might not be very readable here. It's a bit zoomed out. But there are more bookcases throughout the story. Like this one on the phone, it might be easier because you can just like pinch the screen to zoom in.
Yep.
Yeah, it's okay.
But it's fine. There's lots of bookshelves.
So do you have a specific end in mind for the series, or you just kind of keep the train going as long as it's going to ride?
Well, the ending is going to be, and so they lived happily ever after. But I actually published the season 1 finale last week, and I'm currently I just started a mid-season hiatus to work on the crowdfunding to print the first season.
Oh, great!
And I'm branching out the plot for season 2, working on character design. And so season 2 is going to be live on Webtoon in late summer, roughly. So after the crowdfunding campaign, I'm going to start working on Buffer for season 2 so that when I start publishing again, I'll be much further ahead. And so I'll have a lot more material available for my patrons as well.
Now you're going to go live on Indiegogo in a couple of weeks. I got it up here. I'm making full screen. I'll play the video too. So
okay. The screen share seems to be frozen though.
Oh,
Okay, no, there we go.
it is.
That
I
was
got it.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I got it there. All right, here we go. I'm gonna play this video. We can check it out. Very cool, very cool. And you're gonna go live with that in a couple weeks.
And if you scroll down a moment, for everyone who signs up to the mailing list before it goes live, there's going to be a free bookmark for every physical copy ordered.
Very cool. Now, are you going to ship to America? Or are you?
Yes, actually, shipping to America is going to be a lot cheaper than initially anticipated.
Really?
Because, I am going to manage the shipping to the US with RJ from Critical Blast.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Instead of shipping every single copy from here to the States, I'm going to send all the copies to him for the States, and then he's going to ship them from his place to wherever they're needed in the States. And overall, that should cost a lot less. So shipping to the United States should be as cheap as 13 euros, which in US dollars is, I think, about $15.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, considering that the copies are going to be sold at roughly 25 euros per copy, and it's a pretty thick graphic novel. It's like 220 plus, almost 230, if not almost 240 pages. So yeah.
Now, are you excited to see it printed or nervous at all?
I am kind of excited, but like at the same time, I've been working on it so long, it just feels like the natural next step. So it's like, oh yeah, okay, we got this. Now let's work to bring it further.
Now, Eric, you're going to be doing a special story for Dreaded Dinosaur that's not going to be found digitally.
Yeah, correct. I'm keeping the webtoon as its own standalone plot line, and that leads into the events that happen in the print book.
Nice.
So the print book is kind of like the movie. Remember I used to do that back in the 80s, like, hey kids, want to know what happens? Want to know why all your favorite characters are coming back? Go see the movie. You know, they had it bad in the 80s, killing off your favorite characters in the movie. And if you didn't go see the movie, well, when you came back to see season 2 or season 3, that season after the film, you realized all your toys were moot because people had different powers or their characters just weren't there anymore, and they were explained away as being killed in the great happening.
Well, it still happens sometimes with cable series, like Steven Universe had a movie between season 5 and season 6. And season 6, the events take place after the movie. So if you didn't watch the movie, then the events of season 6 don't make sense.
See. Now, was there a movie in theaters, or was it only on? Was it like on?
No, they released it on Cartoon Network.
Okay. Okay. See, I would like to see them do that again because the 80s were cruel. If your parents wouldn't take you to, they were like, I got some friends who were poor who still haven't seen Transformers the movie. They don't know what happened. They're like, and then you got TV series that they'll do it anyway. They'll redo it and just for the kids who didn't get a chance to go see it. You remember that? Like, remember after Transformers the movie, Eric? Like when you came back home heartbroken, but your friends who hadn't seen the movie, they were like, "What? Where's Prime? Where's Wheeljack? Where are the Transformers? I don't understand. Where's Megatron?" And you had to tell them the bad news. Whereas, some other shows get soft and they do the television version of what happened in the movie. Totally making the movie not canon. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Today is about Sunrise Blossom only on Webtoon. Is it only on Webtoon, or are you on Tapas as well?
I'm on Tapas as well.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Now let me ask you about: have you gotten more traction on Webtoon or more traction on Tapas?
Oh, Webtoon by far, but that is absolutely normal because the audience on Webtoon is a lot bigger than on Tapas. Especially for the American Webtoon website, because it's technically like the international one, the biggest one there is, and Webtoon is also the biggest indie webcomic sharing platform there is at the moment, with Tapas being a close second, but Webtoon is still bigger by far. However, they both have their perks, because like while Webtoons does have a much bigger audience, Tapas allows you to unlock ad revenue a lot earlier than Webtoon. Like technically, I had reached the what's the word? The basic requirements for ad revenue on Tapas months ago, but I did not notice because apparently all you need on Tapas for ad revenue is 100 subscribers.
Okay.
And I'm close to 100 to 400. Let me check real quick just to be sure. Oh, I'm at 400 straight. 400 subscribers. And so like while the audience is a lot smaller, it has its perks. It has its ups and downs.
I definitely like the forums on Tapas, because there really doesn't seem to be a good community place for Webtoon people.
Well, most Webtoon people, the communities tend to stay both in Facebook groups, but even more so on Discord servers. And I am in like a million Webtoon themed Discord servers.
Oh,
so
man.
If y'all ever need, like authors of like well-known series, I know a shit ton of them. Oh wait, sorry, my bad. I know a lot of them.
You're fine. You're fine. We're technically it's a TV MA episode, so
this I'm gonna keep reading this book. Eric's further ahead than I am, so I'm gonna keep reading it, and then you'll see me in the comments getting mad at you for not writing a comment the way I want you to write it, which is weird, but you know how fans are.
We do have a link down in the description, so everybody can click on it that's watching on YouTube, and check out Sunrise Blossom when you get a chance, and give it a sub, give it a like, and leave some comments.
And don't forget to go sign up for her Indiegogo as well.
Yes,
absolutely. Once you're live with the Indiegogo, we'll have to have you on the Tuesday night Livewire program.
Thursday morning.
Yeah, sure.
Thursday morning, because
Thursday morning. Okay,
it'd be much easier for her. What were you gonna say, Nina? I'm sorry.
Oh, for those artists who are watching, the super latest episode on the platform is about my launching of a Draw This in Your Style contest.
Oh.
So I just launched it like technically 2 days ago, but it was actually just a day ago in practice. No, okay, sorry, never mind. So it's a small Draw This in Your Style contest, and the winner gets a free copy of the comic.
Oh.
And the contest goes until the end of the campaign, and it's just a redraw of the comic's cover, and it's both like a promotional thing for the comic, and to if you want a copy of the comic but you don't want to buy it and you don't want to pay for shipping, well, you can try your best to redraw it.
So that image is up there, with her walking, that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. And will you be posting all the submissions somewhere?
Yes. I'll be reposting them like on the Twitters, the Instagrams, the Discords, the Facebooks.
Very cool. I like her little bird legs.
Yeah, me too.
But then again, I'm a leg man. But even a bird leg, but they're shaped like women's legs. Yeah, I'm weird, man. I
You're
gotta
gonna
go.
have conflicted dreams tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, very conflicted dreams. Oh, it's gonna be. I dated a young lady who was a bird breeder, and I did not understand what that meant until she said, "Can I bring my birds here to the apartment?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." And I thought maybe she's gonna bring maybe 4 or 5 cages. No. She owned over 60 birds.
Oh boy.
And let's just say it was a very weird time in the house. I didn't realize birds carry that smell. There's a smell that they have. It's like, it's not putrid, but it's strong. It's a must. It's a musk that you get when you walk in the room. You're like, wow, but you got to cut the lights off, and there's no hiding from birds. Birds know what time it is. They know what time. They'll go quiet at night. Okay, it's nighttime. We'll be cool. But it's 6 a.m. You're getting up, and we're gonna start chirping and doing all type of stuff. So it was rough, but she, breaking up with her was it was kind of release. It was a release, and
It was a foul situation, huh?
Yeah, it was. She left me with 4 birds too. It was weird. I grew to love those birds though. But yeah, so this has been Sunrise Blossom. You can follow Nina on she's on a lot of different social media platforms. Nina D. I'm gonna mess up your last name. Aberlein? No.
Yes.
Aberlein comics on Facebook. You can find her at nina.queen.b on Instagram. She's all over the place. Nina Blue Tie, TIE. Nina's Blue Tie at Twitter.
On the Twitters and the TikTok.
Yeah. So you can find her all over. Keep in mind that she has different hours than us Americans, so and you can't tell her how big should this image be. 11 by 17. It's gonna totally mess everything up. Well, thanks for being here with us, Nina. We really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Everybody go ahead and check this out. Sunrise Blossom, also on Indiegogo. Get yourself a printed copy of the book.
Also, during the stream, I reached 1,220 subs. So now it's all nice rounded up. Thank you very much.
Oh, nice. Great.
Thank you. We want to thank everybody for listening on IndieVote Radio. IndieVote Radio, we got up to 27,944 today. So thank you.
Nice.
For listening to It Came From Webtoon live on IndieVote Radio, as well as YouTube, the Facebook, and Twitter, and Twitch.
Yep. And we will see you again back here next Monday with another cool comic from the Webtoon Tapas universe. Tomorrow night we have IndieVolt Livewire. You got any sneak peeks for everybody that's listening?
I don't.
Well, it's going to be the usual camaraderie of a gaggle of goofballs, and you will have some campaigns for you and questions written by you, the readers, the listeners. Send in your questions, and we end up kind of making fun of you, I think.
Yeah, we do. Oh, it's rough. It's rough. We'll see you guys then tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, I've been Varian Grant.
And I'm Eric Hodson.
We've been joined by Nina Aberlein. And I'm so bad about that name. I'm so scared now. I gotta say it like 1,000 times.
Check out Sunrise Blossom on Webtoon, everyone. Check out Sunrise Blossom. Take it for a spin.
Are you taking us out of here, Eric?
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.